Combat medic Sergeant Alex Rivera had seen too much death in 3 years of fighting the Sytharan Empire. Today's skirmish left his unit scattered across Meridian 7's forest terrain, and he moved through the aftermath doing what he did best, finding wounded and keeping them alive. He found her half-conscious against a tree, Sytharan military uniform torn and burned, blood seeping from plasma wound on her side. Enemy combatant. Protocol said document and move on, save human lives first. But Alex looked at her face, young, in obvious pain, and saw a person, not an enemy. He knelt. She flinched, tried to reach for a weapon no longer there, collapsed back with sound of pain. "Easy," Alex said in standard. "I'm a medic. I'm going to help." He didn't wait for permission. Assess the wound. Plasma burns kept burning internally if not treated immediately. He worked quickly, burn gel, sealing the wound, pain relief, antibiotics. She watched with confusion and suspicion but didn't fight. Too weak, probably. When he finished, she whispered something in Sytharan. His translator rendered it. "Why?" "Because you're hurt. Stay still. I'll mark this for evac." Enemy fire erupted nearby. Alex threw himself over her instinctively, shielding her body as plasma tore through trees. When it stopped, he realized he'd protected an enemy combatant with his own body, and had no idea why except that she was hurt and helpless, and he was a medic, damn it. He got her to defensible position before his unit found him. His lieutenant saw the Sytharan woman, saw Alex's protective stance, made a choice. "She's a POW. We evac her with our wounded." As they loaded her onto transport, she caught Alex's hand weakly, said something else his translator struggled with, then passed out. Later, he learned what she said. "I will remember this." The ceasefire came 3 weeks later. Sudden, unexpected, negotiated at highest levels. Both sides exhausted, ready to end a war neither was winning. Alex rotated back to base, processed the end with numb relief. Then he was summoned to command. Formal dress uniforms. No explanation. They were escorted to ceremony hall where human and Sytharan diplomats mingled awkwardly. At center, surrounded by officials in ornate dress, stood a woman Alex recognized, the soldier he'd treated, but not dressed as soldier. Royal regalia, flowing robes, ceremonial crown, nobility markings, every Sytharan in the room deferred to her. "That's Queen Lyria Sethis," Lieutenant Harris whispered. "The actual Sytharan ruler." Alex's brain struggled to process. The wounded soldier he'd shielded, she was the Sytharan queen? She saw him. Recognition flashed. She walked directly toward him, bypassing protocol. Her advisors looked alarmed. Human diplomats looked confused. "Sergeant Alex Rivera," she said in perfect standard. "I've been looking for you." "Your Majesty, You saved my life, on Meridian 7. I was leading forward reconnaissance when we were ambushed. My guard was killed. I was wounded, alone. You found me." Her eyes held his. "You treated my wounds, protected me with your body, asked nothing about who I was, simply helped because I was hurt. I didn't know." "I know you didn't. That's why it matters." She turned to both delegations. "This human medic represents the best of what peace could be." He saw enemy soldier in pain and chose compassion over protocol. "That choice is why I'm alive. Why I could negotiate this ceasefire instead of letting extremists escalate to total war." She looked back at Alex. "You changed the course of this conflict, Sergeant, by simply being good person." The ceremony became about honoring Alex's actions. Queen Lyria presented him with Sytharan military honors, spoke of mercy and peace built on individual acts of humanity. Later, in private audience, she said quietly, "I told you I would remember. I've spent 3 weeks ensuring you'd be found, recognized. You saved my life. I want to know why." What followed were meetings between Alex and Queen Lyria, officially diplomatic, practically personal. She wanted to understand humanity through the medic who saved her. He wanted to understand how a queen ended up alone and wounded. "I was there because I refused to send soldiers where I won't go myself," Lyria explained. "My military council thinks it's reckless. I think it's necessary leadership. That day, I was wrong. The ambush killed my guard. I should have died too. I'm glad you didn't. Are you? I'm the enemy. I've ordered attacks that killed humans. Why save me?" Alex considered. "Because in that moment, you weren't the enemy. You were someone hurt and scared and dying, and I'm a medic. Saving people is what I do. If I start deciding who deserves saving based on politics, I become something I don't want to be. Even if saving me meant more human deaths, I returned to command. Continued the war 3 more weeks. Did you order unnecessary attacks, target civilians, commit atrocities? No, but my forces still killed. So did mine, that's war. But when I found you, war was over for that moment. It was just you and me, and a choice about whether I'd let someone die when I could save them. Lyria was quiet. You have remarkable moral clarity for someone so young. I've had practice making impossible choices quickly. Their conversations deepened. Lyria shared her perspective, inheriting throne during wartime, pressure from military factions, her belief the war was unsustainable. Alex shared his experiences, treating wounded from both sides, exhaustion of constant combat, growing belief both sides had forgotten why they were fighting. What happens now? Alex asked. Between us or between our peoples? Both. Between our peoples, we build fragile peace. Between us. She paused. I don't know, you're the human who saved my life. I'm the alien queen whose war hurt your people. We're tangled in complicated history. Does it have to be complicated? Given our positions, yes. Given who we are as people, maybe not. The ceasefire became formal treaty. Queen Lyria proved crucial to negotiations, her near-death experience giving perspective few Sytharan leaders possessed. She advocated for genuine peace rather than strategic pause. Alex became unexpected symbol of cooperation, the story of the medic who saved the queen spread. He declined promotions and diplomatic positions, requesting instead to return to medical service. But he accepted one role, medical liaison for joint humanitarian projects. It meant working with Lyria's government, seeing her regularly. One evening, during project planning, Lyria asked him to walk through diplomatic compound gardens, away from advisors and protocols. I've been thinking about that day, she said, about the choice you made. I make that choice every day, medic's oath. But you went beyond oath. You shielded me with your body. That wasn't medical treatment, that was protection. Alex was quiet. Instinct maybe, training, or just seeing someone vulnerable and reacting. Whatever the reason, I'm grateful. Not just because you saved my life, but because you reminded me what mercy looks like when it's not calculated. She stopped walking, faced him. Alex, I need to tell you something, the real reason I've been seeking you out. Okay, because in that forest, when you protected me without knowing who I was, when you showed compassion to enemy, that changed something for me, and in months since, getting to know you. She paused. I've developed feelings that are highly inappropriate given our positions. Alex's heart did something complicated. Inappropriate how? I'm a queen. You're a human sergeant. Our peoples just ended brutal war. Any personal relationship would be politically explosive. But you're telling me anyway. Because you deserve honesty. And because I'm tired of calculating every interaction. You taught me mercy doesn't require calculation. Maybe connection doesn't either. Alex stepped closer. For the record, whatever you're feeling isn't one-sided. I've been trying not to think about it because, yeah, it's complicated. But I can't pretend I don't care about you. So what do we do? What we've been doing, building something real despite complications, taking it slow, being honest. He took her hand carefully, and maybe accepting that sometimes the most important connections are the ones that don't make political sense. Their relationship developed carefully, privately. When they went public, year after that battlefield encounter, it caused expected scandal. But it also became powerful symbol. The queen and the medic, former enemies, choosing connection over enmity. Years later, when asked about the moment that changed everything, Alex returned to same answer. I treated a wounded soldier because she needed help. Turned out she was a queen. But in that moment, she was just someone who needed saving. And I'm glad I didn't know who she was, because